Hello planner people. I don't really have a plan for this video, but I just really wanted to share my Pocket Filofax Malden with you guys. I've been really loving her. I've had her for about a week now, and I've set her up pretty much to my liking. She is my EDC. I take her everywhere, and I thought we could just flip through her together so that you can see how I've set her up. First, let's talk about these guys. My little charms. Aren't they so cute? This is one that I had crocheted myself. I think these are called snowdrop flowers. I could be wrong, but they're really cute. And then this little guy was a ghost. It had a little body and everything, but one of my naughty little cats named Tofu chewed up the body, so I took the body off and now it's just a head. But he's still really cute. Have this little heart charm and a bell. This actually came from one of my kitty's cat toys that they tore up, and I just decided to keep the bell. But alright, here we go. The first thing I want to mention is the flatability of this cover. It actually lays pretty flat considering it has this back wallet pocket, which historically I have really hated, but on this one, because it lays pretty flat, it doesn't bother me at all, and I actually find it quite useful. I had the pocket hole worn at one point, and it also had that back pocket, but though the leather was really nice, it was quite stiff and quite thick, and so trying to train it to lay flat was a whole thing, and it just was not it for me. I couldn't be bothered to do it, so I sold it. I had been eyeing the Malden for a long time. I really like the way that they look. They have this vintagey look and feel to them, and that's something that really speaks to me. But because I had that back pocket and because I had such a bad experience with the Holborn, I was really nervous about trying it out again. But I'm really glad that that did not stop me from picking this one up. I know I've only had this for a week, but I can tell that I am really going to get a lot of use out of this cover. This deep red burgundy color is one of my favorites, and so I know that this color is never going to go out of style for me, and I've really fallen in love with the leather itself. This leather is unlike any leather I have tried before from Filofax or from Traveler's Notebook, Paper Republic. It's really soft and plush and pliable, and that's why it was so easy to get it to lay flat. And I don't know if it's just this particular color, the burgundy color in the Malden line, that feels like this, because I have heard that other colors can be quite stiff. Like the pink one, I hear that one's pretty stiff. So it might be a different experience per color in the line, but for the burgundy, the leather is divine. I love the way it feels. I love the way it creases. Everything about it is just perfect. Even the contrast stitching, which I am not typically a fan of, it doesn't bother me here. I actually think it's quite lovely. The only negative I found with this cover is that the ring mechanism itself is not super sturdy. Let me pull this pen out here. Just listen to the sound of this one opening and closing, and then I'm gonna pull out my original, my pocket original, and let you listen to that one too. So that's on the Malden. And then here is my pocket original. Listen to the mechanism on this one. Do you hear how much sturdier this one is? It takes quite a bit of effort to open and close it. And you can hear that when it closes really tightly. But on the Malden, it's very soft, the opening and closing. Which can be good and bad. Good because it's not difficult to get it open and closed, but potentially bad because it may wear out faster over time. It hasn't been an issue yet, so I hope it stays that way, but I just thought I would mention. I noticed that in my personal size originals, the ring mechanism is much like the pocket where it's quite sturdy. So maybe the ring mechanisms are different between the cover lines, which I don't know why that would be a thing, but based off of the ones that I have, that seems to be the case. But yeah, anyways, that's the only negative I have about this cover. Other than that, I really love everything else. So let's just get into it. So first off, I have this cute little Hmong design charm. I am Hmong, so this is just a little homage to my heritage, my people. And then in the zipper pocket, I don't keep a ton of things in here. The only thing I have is some pimple patches and cold sore patches. You never know when you're gonna need them, and for me in particular, I get cold sores more often than anyone should, and so it's important to me to have these on hand for those moments when they pop up unexpectedly. And then in this pocket, I have just some washi tape. I think these are really cute. These are my favorites in my collection. And I have my business card. I am a tattoo artist, and this is my business called XTeink Musings. I am Minnesota based in the Twin Cities, so if you ever want to come and get a fine line tattoo, hit me up. And then this one back here is my cosmetology license. I did hair before I became a tattoo artist, but I still keep my Cosmo license active just in case, you know, maybe someday I'd like to go back. But really, I keep it because I get some really good deals on hair supplies as a professional. And then in this pocket, I just have some cute little to-do list papers. I think I got these from some planner friends during a planner meetup a year or so ago. And then this one is just a cute little letter set. Look at this adorable little penguin. Ugh, I love this. I'm not sure I will ever have a reason to use it, but I like to keep it in here so that I can see it. Here we have my boys. They are my pride and joy. This is my baby. His name is Toby. He's 1. And then my black cat, this is Echo. He's the oldest. He's 5. And then this is Tofu. I believe he's a Lynx Point Siamese. He is 3. They're my favorite things in the world. I love them to pieces, even though they drive me crazy sometimes. But whose pet doesn't? On this side, I have a picture of me and my partner. This was taken in Florida, I believe. And just a quote by Joan Didion. This little vellum is Sailor Moon. It says, the hardest part of living is waking up in the early morning. I'm not a morning person, and so it just like really resonates with me. I love Sailor Moon. Here I have some stickers from Baumkuchen Packaging. They're really cute and I didn't want to throw them away, so I stuck them in here. You can see I took it off the packaging. I really like these frosted dividers because I like to put dashboards behind them, but the only thing I will say about them is that they're quite thick, and so they will take up space in your rings if that's something you're concerned about. I added these stickies on the tabs here. I have a Fomemo thermal printer, and so that's how I printed these guys. And for my tabs, I just have yearly, monthly, weekly, daily, drain, and then release. And I can talk more about those as we go along. Here is another quote. I really liked this. I just came across it on Instagram and thought it was perfect for us stationary people. This line, humanity is circling back to itself. I really liked that, even though we are in some really tough times right now. And then I just have my yearly overview here. Tabbed it off with a Midori index tab. And I usually keep contact information in between these 2 inserts, but pull them out for privacy reasons. And then this is an insert sizing sheet. I really like to make my own inserts, and so it's just really helpful to have the sizing available to me to view instead of always like trying to look it up and find these dimensions on Google. This is my gratitude log. It's a yearly fold out. I've taped it closed for now with just a dot sticker, a washi dot sticker, because I only need January, and having this like flopping around with all the excess papers really annoying. So I just taped it. And then I have another yearly that I've taped closed. This one is for my 1 line a day. Typically what I write here is just like the big thing that happened that day. And this is my monthly dashboard. And this is just a monthly calendar from Sleepy Notes Club. I use a dot marker to just mark off days where I have things going on, and then I will cross the days off as we go. This little kitty paperclip is from Midori. They're super cute. I have the kitty, the heart, the star, and I want to say I have another one, but I can't remember. We've got my inbox, my goals for the month, January wins. I wrote down here, Nikki Kaigi followed. I know follows aren't really like important in the grand scheme of things. Like, I just post for fun, but it's always really exciting when a content creator with like a much larger following than I have gives me a follow back, because it's like, oh, okay, my content is doing something. Some important dates, and then just my monthly calendar. And here we go into my weeklies. This is another quote that I really liked. I spend time alone not to escape, but to return, to come back to the parts of myself that I lose in the noise of others. And again, I just felt like it really resonated with me. I love my time alone. It's my time to recharge and come back to myself, as it says. Alright, now on to my weeklies. These are my weekly spreads. I'll flip through what I have right now. How I like to do my weeklies is I like to divide the page into 2 sections. So I have a smaller section on the outer edge here, and this section holds like my appointments, my events. If I'm receiving happy mail, I'll put it here if there's space. And then on the inner section, this is my task section, my to-dos. Sometimes I write like small little notes or happy moments in this section too. And I'll typically fill it out and then come back and put stickers in open spaces. Because the pocket size is much smaller than the personal, I really need to utilize all the space that I can before I start decorating. In between these 2 pages, I typically have my finance tracking sheet in here, and it's just, let me grab one. This one's empty. Well, mostly empty. So I'm not going to show you the other side of this sheet because it has some numbers on there already, but this is how I am doing my finance tracking for January. This is a M5 plotter to-do list sheet, and I'll just place it in here in between my weekly pages and fill it out daily as I buy things or see charges pop up on my bank account. And then at the end of the week, I will tally everything up to see what was spent during that week. I have a really bad spending habit. I resort to retail therapy a lot when I am not feeling great or when I am feeling great. So literally all the time, retail therapy is just my go-to, my escape, my guilty pleasure, my fatal downfall. So this year I just really want to get a handle on my finances, see where my money is going, and really be more mindful about my spending habits. We're only in week 3 of the year and I'm already stressed out, so that's how my finance tracking is going. But yeah, let's just move on. This is my week 1 here. Week 2. These stickers are from my foam memo thermal printer. I know they're gonna fade in time, but I think it's just a really cute and easy way to print photos in a cost-effective way, because I also have the Canon selfie photo printer, the smaller one. I forget what it's called, Q20 or something like that. But those packs of photo sheets are so expensive, so I really just saved that for important photos, memorable moments, so that I don't go through those sheets so quickly. And then anything else that's kind of just like, oh, this is cute, this is fun, like I'll just print it on my thermal printer. Here we are in week 3. I've been really wanting a camera, a personal camera. I do have my little Totoro case. I do have a digital camera. This is a Fujifilm FinePix F10. And this is my favorite camera right now. I have 2 other digital cameras, but I only really reach for this one. I love it. I love to use it to take pictures. I use it to take all of my Instagram pictures. And it's perfectly fine for that because I don't need things to be like so crispy, so clear, so high definition. But for moments where I do want to capture things in high definition, I would really like to have a camera that can do so. I know I have my phone, but it's just not the same. Phone photos are not the same as camera photos. I don't care what anyone tells you, it's just not. And so I've been thinking about picking up a camera sometime this year, likely much later in the year, if I can save up for it. But anyways, this camera here that I am interested in is the Ricoh GR4 HDF, and that stands for Highlight Diffusion Filter, I believe. And what that does is it gives it that like soft, dreamy vibe that like Fujifilm is really known for. And Fujifilm, that's another camera I'm really interested in. As well. That's actually my first choice, the Fujifilm X100 Mark VI. I love Fujifilm. I really like that soft, dreamy look that it has, and so that is my first choice. But what draws me to this one, the Ricoh, is that it's so small and compact, and I want to be carrying this camera with me everywhere I go, just taking shots of, whatever I feel like. And so portability is something that I really value in basically everything. Like this pocket planner, like it's portable, and that's why I like it more over the personal. And this little guy, he's been in frame for the entirety of this video, and I haven't talked about him, but this is a portable e-reader by XTeink. This is the X4, and maybe I'll talk more about that later, but yeah, portability is something I value a lot, and the Ricoh is just a lot smaller, a lot more portable than the Fujifilm. And with that HDF that you can turn on and off, by the way, it's really edging its way to my number one spot for my first like big ticket camera. But anyways, like that purchase is way far in the future. I'm not too worried about that. I need to do like more research, watch a ton of videos, and really decide which one is going to fit my needs better. But here we are in our current week, and you can see that I wrote this this little note to myself. It says, "Do not spend money frivolously." And if you remember when I was talking about my finance tracking, like I was saying that we were only 3 full weeks into the year and I was already stressed. So I was like, I wrote this down to remind myself to not spend any money that I don't need to. On this M5 sheet, I write down things that I need to do that don't really have a place in my weeklies yet. I don't know when I'm going to do them. I don't know when I'm going to get to them, and so I just put them here so they're not date sensitive, and I just mark them off when I do them. And this guy, this just holds some sticky notes. I have it in this little protective folder thing so that they don't accidentally get caught on things and come off. But I have these cute heart stickies, and then these are technically like supposed to go on your monthlies. I don't remember. Actually, here, they're right here. They're by this brand called Fusen, and you can see that you're supposed to put them in like your monthly squares, but I just use them as regular stickies. I put them wherever. On the back side here, I have some more stickies. some more stickies. And I just like to have them in here so that when I only have my pocket rings, I have everything that I need. I see a lot of creators do this little like folder thingy-mabob, so I thought I would try it out. And it's actually really useful for keeping things in place. And then I have another set of weeklies, and I'm not going to show you all the pages, but basically on this set of weeklies, I just write down one thought that I've had during the day. Just one random thought. It really doesn't matter what it is. I just thought it would be fun to see these at the end of the year and look at what kind of random things I was thinking about day to day. And this is my little tofu when he was a baby. And then some other pictures. This is Kai from EXO. And this is not my cat, but this is just one of my favorite pictures ever of a cat. It's so cute. It's just a black cat like wrapped up in Christmas lights with a little star headband, and I just think it's adorable. And then this is also not my cat, but this is my brother's cat. Her name is Nori, and she just takes the funniest pictures. She's a huge meme. I love it. Here we are in my dailies. I'm not going to show you all of my pages, but here is my current daily. Here I have Malden edits. I've been kind of like adjusting my Malden over the last few days. And so that's what I was talking about there. And then here I got this cute stamp punch. And so I was just punching a crap ton of pictures, and I have a ton of my baby boy Toby. And so that's what I was talking about here. And moving on, this is my drain section. So this is for like brain drain. I got this term from Megan Rhiannon, but it's basically just a brain dump. I just think brain drain sounds better, sounds classier. Yeah, this is just where I write down random things, random thoughts, random like to do things that don't belong anywhere else. And then here's my boy Echo. Cute little sticker that my boyfriend gave me. And my last section here is my release section. And in this section, I posted about it on my Instagram. So the way that this works is I have this privacy folder here, and there's paper inside. And what I do is I just write down any kind of negative thought that is taking up space in my brain. I find that I have a really hard time letting go of thoughts that are not helpful to me. I will find myself like thinking about them again and again, ruminating over them over and over. And so this is my way of releasing them and getting them out of my head so that I can move on. And so yeah, I just write them down on the paper in here, close it, put it away, get it out of my mind. And then when I fill all of these sheets up, I just toss them. I don't need to keep them at all. And so moving on, I just have an adhesive pen elastic here. And then I have some trackers here in the back. These are plotter to-do list trackers. This is my movies watched, my books I've read or am reading. This is for fanfics. And then these are the things that I want. And I have already checked off one of them, so clearly my low by year is going really well. And then here I just have swatch pages. They're useful to me when I am in my planner trying to find a specific color, but I also have them so that when I am out and about at the art store, the stationery stores, I can reference them to see what I already have so that I don't buy duplicates. I have a blotting sheet that I honestly have never used in here, but I keep anyways. And then I have some post-it notes here. This is empty as of now, but it's just another folder. And with this, I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but if you're in the United States, you know that things are not great here. And I live in the Twin Cities where a lot of stuff has been happening, and so I keep this here in my planner so that I can reference it if I ever need to. If you're here in the Twin Cities as well, my heart goes out to you. Please stay safe out there, okay? And really everyone in the United States, please stay safe. And behind that, I have this Ghibli sticker sheet. I've had this for years, but I have never used it. I just have that sticker mentality of being afraid to use my stickers. And so this one has been with me fully intact for years. And yeah, I don't know if I'll ever use it, but I'm gonna keep it forever. And lastly here, I just have a passport sticker book full of little stickers. Back here in this pocket, I bought some blind boxes when I was in California this last year, and they were these cute little piggies in bear outfits, and they all came with their own little card version of themselves, and so I just kept them all. That one's the one I keep in here. And back here I have some just M5 loose sheets. And lastly, in this wallet, I have some more loose sheets. These are pocket sheets. I have Filofax here, some plotter here, and on the other side, I'm not sure what's on this other side. Oh, this sticker sheet comes with every Moleskine you buy, so I just have one of those, and then just some more inserts. So nothing exciting in the back pockets. Oh, I didn't even talk about these pens. So this one is a Uniball 1 pen body, and then my refill in here is a 0.3 Energel. I really like the way this green looks with the red. I used to have a black pen body, but recently just changed it to this green one. And then this one here, this is a high-tech C Coletto. This is a 4 refill body. It has a 0.3 mechanical pencil refill, a 0.4 black refill, a 0.3 blue black, and then a 0.3 brown. The thing about this brown is that it's not really brown. I would say it's like a burgundy color. It's very red based. I'm not mad about it. I think it's really pretty, and I prefer it over like that typical red that you find in multi-pens, that bright red. So yeah, it doesn't bother me, but if you're looking for a true brown ink, this one's not it. And then I'll touch base on this little guy real quick. Again, this is the XTeink X4 e-reader. It's really cool, you guys. I will say that it's not for everyone. It's very small, which I really like. This is my iPhone 13 mini. There's my baby. But this is the size comparison between the X4 e-reader and the iPhone 13 mini. The iPhone 13 mini is small, and the e-reader is even smaller. So if you are someone who likes to read with a pretty large font, this honestly wouldn't be the ideal e-reader for you. I would suggest you get something larger, otherwise you're going to be turning the page a lot. But if you are someone who, again, like me, really values portability, I think this is great. It is not like super user friendly. If you're not very tech savvy, you might find that this creates too much friction between you and reading. You have to put in work to get books onto this device. And so if you're someone who likes the ease of like the Kindle ecosystem or the Kobo, where you can just like buy books from their site and it's there in your library immediately, you're gonna have a tough time with this one. You have to download your books as EPUB files, and then you have to load those books onto the device on your own, either by connecting it to your laptop with a cable or taking out the micro SD card and connecting that to your computer. So it's not an easy device. It is a device for people who like to tinker and enjoy that kind of thing. And luckily for me, I am that person. It is not a touchscreen, which is something that I really like. It's all button based. I always find myself like accidentally touching the screen of my e-readers and like flipping the page. And so not having this be a touchscreen is really refreshing. And it also does not have a front light, which I also find quite refreshing. It makes it feel more like a book, a physical book, versus a tech device. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on this guy. If you're interested in it, I definitely recommend you go take a look. Take a look at their official website, take a look at their Reddit. The XTeink community on Reddit is very vibrant, very helpful. So that's definitely a place I recommend you to go if you want to learn more about this. But yeah, that's everything. That is a complete flip through of my Pocket Malden. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for staying all the way through if you did. And I hope that you were able to find some inspiration for your own planners and journals. I've been talking for a long time. This video is probably very long and I'm gonna have to cut a lot of things out. But thank you again and have a great rest of your day. Bye.